Nectarvision cult classic, The Epoch of Spiritual Robots. In the not far off forthcoming, scientists, mystic leaders and the comprehensive environment subvert and fall into a gambling fury. With our misunderstood climate at a critical point. Political and industrial fat cats have laundered the truth from the minds of the populace. Solar storms have wiped out wireless communications satellites and scorched the tropics with record-breaking heat waves, and electromagnetism has scrambled the weak minds of monkeys. With the global biosphere collapsing, insect populations were causing widespread looting of expired cargoes and causing crimes against our common senses. Rape gangs of insurgent parasite-infested monkeys were storming the streets of the crippled world capitals. Bullets were extinct and the great radioactive animals ruled the toxic jungles and disintegrated wastelands. Nuclear war used to be a threat, back in the old days of high technological understanding. Humanity's struggle to justify itself had taken turns down shady roads. Nowadays, the technologies of nature had gotten into the business of manufacturing lethal environments. Nature, flora, and fauna premeditate for the perished desires set free. Long ago the blink regulation facilities crooked to blaze the world and all who live in it. Disintegration was the strategy and a plume of toxic fog filled the atmosphere with depletion airs. The reproductive structure of poison. Altering the biological stage. Back in the lab, their modern-day scientific method had turned into something more like birds wearing lab coats, puking into each other's mouths, regurgitating data in a cascade of popular beliefs. After the vomit disorder subsided, neoscience was left in the dusted ruins. Fading graphs and charts that would question authenticity of one another left in vacuous corridors. The results were lost somewhere out in the wind. Ages ago in humanity's disarrayed past, besmirched to a memoir of ruins. A recollection of detached past like a lighthouse entombed in the maturing fog. Religious super-choirs were chanting and singing their mantras to expired gods. Conjured up by Lord Hanger, chief brick builder of the Wall of Jericho. He did not tumble or attend. The fact of the apostolic omitting the early technologies from the Bible spread tangles of half-truths that trap the weak-minded into a falsely sanctified cloudscape with gold accents. Put away safely into the webs of our own mind reformatories. The Bible had become a scrapbook of dogmatic influence rendered useless in this age of expired vigor. The grunge occupying the atmosphere had been rattling of some insidious plan to destroy the hallowed rock testimonials of old. Nanobots left over from the age of technology swarm like a plague of desperate house flies. Buzzing and tapping in a frenzied dance against glass and window pane. The crunchy depths roar, strange beings gathered on rocky hills. They were the creative ones, understanding the mind brings forth ideas from the past, present and future. Our hands created to fulfill the intention of the mind's eye. Building thoughts. Creationists. But not in a biblical way. Their story starts here. On a rock, on a hill. Somewhere that could be you. From a certain point of view. The rock in deep deliberation when the dirt ajarred. The dark-cloaked carvers gathered the stones and handled each other's specimen. It's their criss-crossing crystalline concentrations. These rocks will fulfill our command. Their intelligences were unrestricted, they had become free rationales. Great pebble nuggets, whispered the commonalities. The cloaked carver spoke in terms of boundless joy. The great artists removed pieces of them and arranged in the way of some bizarre forgotten etymological pattern. The carver stood up to gaze upon the message to the succeeding readers. Behold our glory to which once was and always is. The teachers remembered their rock guru and repeated to the cloaked few. May we take this time to remember the crystals, the hardened thread. Rock, the only substance to withstand the thrilling expectations of time. The self had been stripped and in a sort of instinctive manner millions of eons ago, the instructions were understood, they together, as if they were one collective consciousness, began to dematerialize into white light, their skin turned blue and sky to rock. They were pilgrims of the new age. As if weightless, they drifted together into the moistened and warm opening. Into the protection of the rocky womb. Inside only a shadow was seen, but not with the physical eyes. Only the idea of a beast with 6 legs. This was something like looking through one's eyelids. Details were omitted, and the great beast brought on a feeling of pure ecstasy that filled the cups in their hearts with joy. Their march of freedom would signal the events that were soon to unfold on the shallow inhabitants of Earth. As the plates of Earth shifted and more great holes opened up around the globe, a sound of epic proportions was heard around the world. The sound made every son of Atom's penis permanently soft. The Earth was talking, the tunging and arising of stone. And so our story begins. Thank you for watching. A new episode will air every week. This brought to you by the Paul Jarrell SAGENS Institute of Global Correctness and Nectavision subsidiaries. If you enjoyed this content, please consider a subscription to Nectavision. Every subscription helps fund the trustees of Global Correctness.